We are still currently in a weather delay. As of right now, the Cornbelters versus Hoots game has been canceled for this evening. So at the most, we will just have one game this evening. Again, the Cornbelters versus Hoots game has been canceled. We're still waiting to see what we can get out of Eagles and Cavemen. That game is tentatively scheduled to start at 6:30. So a tentative 6:30 first pitch for Eagles and Cavemen. We'll keep you updated as we get updates up here. So stick with us. Be patient. It's still raining here at the ballpark. It's still pretty slick. So 6:30 tentative first pitch for Eagles and Cavemen. Cornbelters and Hoots has been canceled. So at the most, we'll just have one game this evening. So be patient. Stick with us, and we'll keep you updated. Thank you all so much for sticking with us through that rain delay. We're finally going to have baseball here this evening. Cavemen and Eagles, after about an hour rain delay, we're finally getting ready to get started. Rain's still lightly falling here at Carshield Field, but we're playing baseball. Shane Holsey will kindly with you. Charlie Bornoff on the production here this evening from beautiful Carshield Field here in O'Fallon, Missouri. The 10-9 Eagles take on the 8-10-2 Cavemen. Going to be a slick field out there, but we're playing baseball on this turf field here at Carshield Field. Read you through the starting lineup for the visiting Eagles. Aaron Hopp leads things off. He's in center field. Damian Henderson, the left fielder, hits second. John Stalcott, the catcher, hits third. Kenny Piper, the shortstop, hits fourth. Justin Eads, the right fielder, hits fifth. Noah Jacobson, the third baseman, hits sixth. Steven Randazzo, the second baseman, hits seventh. Hamilton Anderson is at first base. He'll hit eighth. And Jacob Bauer, the designated hitter, hits ninth. Will, it's been about an hour. We've been patiently waiting. Folks at home and watching around the country have been patiently waiting, but we finally got baseball here this evening.
We finally got it, Shane, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good matchup, and I think it will be worth the wait. A couple of great arms on the mound today. Seth Halverson to start things off. We know he has an electric fastball. And then a debut for the Eagles. Mr. Gorman towing the rubber. And interesting stuff we have on him coming up next half inning. So, Shane, I think it'll be worth the wait. A little wet, but ain't going to stop us from playing a little bit.
And the first pitch from Seth Halverson is a strike, and we are underway. A rain delay of 1 hour and 3 minutes. Aaron Hopp leads things off for the Eagles against Seth Halverson, making his third start on the mound. Fourth appearance. Big-time right arm from the Minnesota native. 12 strikeouts, 5 walks, 4 earned runs given up in 7 innings of work for Mr. Halverson on the mound. This is his first appearance since last Saturday against the Falcons. Worked 2 2/3, got a couple of earned runs, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Big electric fastball. Sits up there in the low to mid-90s, and he's going to bring it against these Eagles hitters. Aaron Hopp in a 2-1 count. And that's in the dirt. 3 balls, 1 strike. So Hopp, Henderson, and Stalcup to lead things off for the Eagles. And a leadoff walk for Mr. Hopp. So that's how we get things started here on a So now Damian Henderson, a swing and a miss as he swings through that pitch from Seth Halverson. Take you around the horn for the Cavemen. Tyler Headcamp in left field. Zach Floyd in center. Brandon Gutzler in right field. Danny Sperling at third. Colin Turnbow at short. Andy Bunton at second. Brendan Claus at first. And Chase Gibson catching Seth Halverson. That pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Cincinnati Reds signee, Damian Henderson. Thank you for sticking with us here on Carshield Collegiate League TV. Bit of a delayed start, but we're finally playing baseball. The rain is let up, still falling just lightly, but lightly enough to where we can play some baseball. Field's going to be a little slick, and Will, for these pitchers out there here this evening, they can't wear metal cleats. How do you think the footing's going to be out there on the mound, on this turf mound?
Well, I think the footing's going to be tough with the slipping, but also with the hour-plus delay, I think the mentality shift of, okay, you're starting to throw and get warm for a 5:30 start, and it gets pushed back to over an hour. That's also going to be another factor into this. They wouldn't be playing if they weren't able to pitch at least somewhat, and they obviously want to be safe. I mean, so I don't think the mound is going to be as much of a factor as just to watch how the pitchers can respond to having to adjust their warm-up routine as well.
And there goes Hopp for second base. That pitch is in the dirt, so we have our first stolen base. Brought to you by the O'Fallon Family YMCA, the Y for healthy living, youth development, and social responsibility. Aaron Hopp swipes second base, so now a runner in scoring position for the catcher, John Stalcup, who's really been swinging it well as of late, hitting a lot of balls hard. That's up and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Will, you've spent some time with Mr. Stallcup, alma maters of the graduates of the same high school. Mr. Stallcup, fine baseball player.
Oh, yeah, he is. He really has a great baseball IQ. He jumps on fastballs early in the count, and he's not going to expand the zone too much. What he's going to do is he's going to provide good contact. He's aggressive early in the count, but he's a great fastball hitter, and I think that he has such quick hands is why he can get around to really any velocity.
He pokes that one just foul down the right field line. So with this velocity from Halverson, shouldn't be a problem for Stallcup to handle.
Yeah, the velocity is not something that's going to blow him away. He's hitting third in this order for the Eagles for a reason because he can handle pitching like Halverson. And the Stallcup, as a young hitter, I think the most important thing for him is to continue just to work on his strength and continuing to develop driving balls the other way as well. He's a fine hitter.
That's popped up on the infield. Brendan Claus, the first baseman, calls everybody off, makes the catch, 2 away here in the first. So Stallcup with the pop out to first base, and now the 4-hole hitter and shortstop Kenny Piper. Well, he's played all over the diamond. Left field, center field, third base, shortstop, catcher. He's played just about every position, and he's excelled everywhere he's been. Hit a big home run the other night, a go-ahead home run in the bottom of the 6th. That propelled the Eagles to a 3-2 victory over the Hoots, and he's been swinging the bat well and playing fantastic defense as well. Made, in our minds, the best defensive play we've seen all summer with the diving catch in right center, hitting fourth for Forrest Herman's squad here this evening. The Eagles 10-9 in second place here in the CarShield Collegiate League.
And a chance to take the lead early on into this game off of the hard-throwing right-hander.
That pitch gets away. Hop, good speed, is going to head to third. A bit of an awkward turn around third base, but Hop appears to be okay. No balls, 2 strikes to Kenny Piper. Piper's got some big-time power. 9 home runs this spring at Columbia College. Hit 4 in one day and hit multiple home runs and back-to-back games of a doubleheader. And 2 games before that, hit 2 home runs that game as well. And that pitch gets away again, and Hop is going to come across to score the first run of the game. 1-0 Eagles.
And that stolen base pays dividends with a run right there, Shane. Hop getting on base, leading off the ball game, works a good at-bat to start things off, and takes 2 extra bags on wild pitches, but big credit for the stolen base getting to second.
He advanced on a wild pitch, and then there he gets to third base with 2 outs. You might think, oh, he's at second base. Oh, he's still in scoring position. But when you're at third base, that's big for circumstances like that when there's, say, a wild pitch, a pass ball. You can score. If you're on second base, you can't score. There's a called third strike of Kenny Piper. So the Eagles get a run in the top of the first. New arm here in the CarShield Collegiate League. Toes the rubber in the bottom of the first. We'll tell you about him, and we'll tell you about the bottom of the first right after this. Cavemen coming to bat, trailing 1-0. We head to the bottom of the first, 1-0 Eagles. Aaron Hopp scores on a wild pitch to make it 1-0. We'll lead you through the lineup for the home Cavemen. Tyler Headcamp leads things off. Andy Bunton hits second. Brandon Gutzler hits third. Mark Schallenberger, the designated hitter, hits fourth. Danny Sperling, the third baseman, hits fifth. Zach Floyd hits sixth. Chase Gibson hits seventh. Brendan Claus hits eighth. And Colin Turnbow hits ninth. And on the mound for the Eagles, what an interesting story we have here. Ryan Gorman from the University of Iowa, but not a member of the University of Iowa baseball team as a player. You won't find him on a player roster as he fires in a strike to Tyler Headcamp. He's a student manager for the University of Iowa baseball team. Hit 90 miles an hour last week on the radar gun, and what do you know? He's here pitching in the Carshield Collegiate League. He has an 0-2 count on Headcamp.
Yeah, Shane, it's pretty cool to see because you mentioned the velocity coming out here. You know, waiting to get the start. He had to wait a little extra time being in the bottom frame, home half of the first as well. It's tough to know when to get hot and things like that, but he's just going to be the one-inning opener, so excited to see what he brings.
And he gets a 3-pitch strikeout right off the bat, so how about that start for Ryan Gorman?
Former athlete showing us athleticism here in the Carshield Collegiate League, the student manager of the baseball team. I mean, when you're at a big program like that, they have a huge pitching lab. They know how to develop pitchers at a very high level. So maybe it's no coincidence that he's able to do this, a hard-throwing righty.
Played baseball and football as well in high school, was a wrestler, one of the better wrestlers in the state. He actually made it to the state title match as a senior in 2017, so you can argue that baseball wasn't even his best sport. He was a all-state wrestler.
Yeah, and he's a guy who I'm sure Iowa's going to look at if he can excel on the mound here, a pseudo tryout type thing. Like, I mean, if you're throwing 90 miles an hour, I know, like, in terms of velocity nowadays, sometimes that changes, and sometimes you can mix and match, but that will play at the Division I level.
1 ball, 1 strike here to Andy Bunton, playing second base here this evening. He looks at a ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. So Ryan Gorman will just go 1. There's an arm getting loose down there in the bullpen. Another new arm for the Eagles. I'll tell you about him when he takes the mound. 2 balls, 1 strike to Bunton. And a called strike. So Gorman firing strikes here, starting this ball game after the hour and 3-minute delay. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Bunton. Strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts for Gorman. How about it? So 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts for Gorman, the student manager at the University of Iowa. And now a tough task here. The former Murray State slugger, Brandon Gutzler. How about what an interesting matchup we have here with a student manager from a Division I Big Ten baseball team not playing anywhere in college, facing one of the better sluggers we've seen in recent memory at the Division I level. Brandon Gutzler, over 50 home runs in his college career, played overseas in Germany, and finds his way into the Carshield Collegiate League. And we were talking to him after the game the other day. Quite an interesting story about him finding this league.
Yeah, he was working out at St. Louis University, hitting some balls, and Mark Schallenberger was there, and you know the guy Mark, who's on deck, and he told him about the league, and he came out, tried to pitch. That was his first time pitching since, I believe, high school, Shane. It's been a long time since he came out here. That's the first time we saw him. Man, we knew he could hit. We didn't really know he could pitch until he got on the mound a couple times. He has been this summer, but very interesting story about how he found the league. He's been hitting off the tee, he said, consistently during quarantine, just trying to find a place to play. Ultimately, he does want to continue to hit at the professional level, and we know he's got a big-time bat. Excited to see what power he can bring, as we just have a couple weeks left in the summer, but it's going to be fun to see moving forward how that will develop with his power.
1-2 is hit down the right field line. That's going to be foul, and it's going to get out of play. Take it around the horn for the Eagles. Damian Henderson in left field, Aaron Hopp in center, Justin Eads in right, Noah Jacobson at third, Kenny Piper at short, Steven Randazzo at second, Hamilton Anderson at first, and John Stalkup catching Ryan Gorman. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brandon Gutzler. Gorman trying to strike out the side in order. The 1-2. He will. How about that? Ryan Gorman, 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. What a performance here for Ryan Gorman. We're through 1 here at Carshield Field. 1-0 Eagles as we head to the second. To the top of the second we go. Justin Eads will lead things off. Noah Jacobson, Steven Randazzo to follow. Want to take this time to thank our proud sponsor, Interco Recycling. Interco has been recycling non-ferrous industrial metals, batteries, computers, and electronics since 1996. So if you have any of those things to recycle, you can give Interco a call, 1-877-258-3601, or head to itcscrap.com. They'll handle it all at their 400,000 square foot, 45-acre facility just on the Illinois side of downtown St. Louis. So give Interco a call, 1-877-258-3601, or head to itcscrap.com if you have large amounts of scrap metals, batteries, or electronics to recycle. Interco Recycling, a Metaltronics recycler since 1996. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Justin Eads. Leading off the top of the second, the Eagles scratched across a run without recording a hit as Eads loses his elbow guard and fouls that pitch off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Aaron Hopp reached on a base on ball, stole second, advanced to third on a wild pitch, and then scored on another wild pitch. It's 1-0 Eagles here in the top of the second. Just a light rain, just a light drizzle falling here at Carshield Field. We had a rain delay of about an hour and 3 minutes. As Eads hits that one to right center, that is deep, and it is out of here onto the clubhouse. Second home run of the summer for Justin Eads, almost the same exact spot as his first one, and he extends the Eagles' lead to 2-0.
Drilling that ball on top of the visiting clubhouse, Shane. It's the it's the second time we've seen him hit the top of the clubhouse. Majestic fly ball from the Quincy University outfielder. Second time he's done it the same exact place. And do you not believe us now after the first time we posted the most Justin Eads-esque home run? You'll see a line drive to right center field. He does it again.
Boy, how fun is it to see him drive the ball to the opposite field? His swing just looks so smooth and not effortless, but it almost looks that way with how smooth it is.
That coupled with the fact that he actually punishes balls on the inside corner a lot of the time. But he does it so well that people pitch him outside. And, I mean, his whole life he's been a really good opposite field hitter. You know, I played with him when we were younger, and he's always been a guy who will hit it further to right field than he can to left. He's just an opposite field big-time, middle-of-the-order bat that you want in your lineup because you need to do that a lot of the times throughout the ballgame.
He does it right there to extend the Eagles' lead to 2-0 as Noah Jacobson was swinging on 3-0 and fouls it back. So 1 run in each of the first 2 innings for the Eagles, and they jump on top 2-0. They've been the comeback kids all summer, playing with the lead here in the 2nd inning. And Jacobson smokes that one down the right field line and foul. Boy, he hit that ball well.
And Halverson falling behind 3 balls and no strikes after the home run. Jacobson, a couple healthy hacks on 3-0 and 3-1. Telling pitch here to see how he can respond.
And that's in the dirt. Jacobson works a walk, so a homer and now a walk have complicated things for Seth Halverson here in the top of the 2nd.
The 2nd walk he's issued today. Most of his misses are low. Shane, you asked me about the pitcher and the stride, and who knows if that plays a factor into it. I know when I've pitched on wet dirt mounds, it definitely plays a factor, but also take into account the turf. You may not be as prone to stick in there with your cleats and not be able to drive, but you could be prone to slipping a little bit on your plant leg. I really don't believe that's the case with the pitchers. The rain has lightened up. The turf mound, though, is a little slick still. All this turf is it was pouring pretty good for 45 minutes.
It's been raining since we've gotten here.
Yeah, for an hour plus it was actually raining. That's a good point, Shannon. So it's going to be a little wet. I don't know how that's going to affect his command in terms of the amount. I mean, slipping here and there. We've seen just a couple, but I think just the inconsistencies and kind of overreaching as he's had some low misses early on and now trying to overcompensate. It's tough when you're missing. Sometimes you try to get too fine, and it seems like that's the case right now.
And back-to-back walks now as Steven Randazzo reaches base and a homer and now a couple of walks in the inning.
But, Shane, I think also when you're pitching and you know that you could have the potential to slip, it's almost a mental thing. Like you are just intrinsically, your mindset is you're going to be a little more careful. Even though you may not slip, you just know that could happen in the conditions that we're in, and you might not be as prone to let it fly in the zone. And when you're just letting it fly in terms of your mechanics at full effort, that's when you have the most command, when everything is in sync, not then when you're trying to be careful and point things and aim.
He gets a swing and a miss from Hamilton Anderson. Now a called strike on the outside corner.
So getting an 0-2 count after back-to-back walks, that's one way to get back in the zone. Hamilton Anderson did help him out. Swinging at a ball well above the strike zone on the first offering.
And this guy loves to swing the bat, doesn't he? He doesn't waste any time. He chops that one foul. You'd rather have a guy like that and maybe tell him to tame it back a little, maybe, than a guy who's ultra conservative at the plate and almost works himself, almost is a little too conservative and trying to ramp a guy up.
It depends where they hit in the order, I'd say, as well.
Swing and a miss. Anderson goes down on strikes, 1 away here in the 2nd.
Because your point is you want someone aggressive a lot of the time, right? But what about a leadoff hitter? What about a guy at the top of the order? I think sometimes you want guys that are patient so they can see pitches and look at the arsenal, if that's where you were going. But with him, love to see that with runners on base early in the count, but extending the strike zone after a couple walks, a little questionable decision right there. On the first offering from Anderson.
Yeah.
But that's just who he is. He's a free swinger. Reminds you of the like a Gary Sheffield.
Plenty of free swingers have had success at the big league level. That can't be argued.
And more of them are starting to have success in the game as well. You got to kind of swing pretty free when guys are throwing above 95 miles an hour.
That's sprayed foul by Jacob Bauer. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, you ought to honestly, a lot of the time to have success, you have to just guess that a fastball is coming. I mean, you have to be sitting on it is what they would say. You know, when it's 95 plus and you're trying to – it depends on the account, the amount of outs, the amount of runners on base, what your approach is. But, I mean, a lot of times to get around on that, you have to be knowing it's coming.
There go the runners. A swing and a miss from Bauer. So Bauer is out. A couple of stolen bases brought to you by the O'Fallon Family YMCA, the Y for healthy living, youth development, social responsibility. Now 3 stolen bases on the evening for the Eagles. Man, Seth Halverson. So now Aaron Hopp, the top of the lineup, with a couple runners in scoring position. 1 ball, no strikes. Man, Mr. Halverson, he likes to run wild. As that pitch gets away, the runners will stay put. But as I was saying, Seth Halverson loves to run wild on the base pass, and the Eagles are kind of beating him at his own game right now.
Indeed, they've notched 3 stolen bases tonight, Shane. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned it. Halverson, I believe, doesn't he lead the league with 12 stolen bases already this summer? So he does like to fly around a little bit.
And the only time he's been caught was when he tried to steal home. So 12 stolen bases on the summer for Halverson. He surrendered 3. And Hopp swinging 3-0, hits that out to short. And Turnbow on to first. The Eagles strand a couple. They do get a run on the Justin Eads long ball, so 2-0 Eagles. We're through 1.5. Cavemen coming to bat. Mark Schallenberger, Danny Sperling, Zach Floyd, 4-5-6 in the Cavemen order after Ryan Gorman struck out the side in order in the bottom of the first. How about that? The University of Iowa student manager coming into the Car-Shield Collegiate League and striking out the side. And he gives way to another new arm here in the Car-Shield Collegiate League out of Fort Zumwalt East High School, Austin Young.
It'll be exciting to see. He's got a big frame and tough to follow up the performance from Ryan Gorman, but he's got really good stuff, and he showed it on the first 2 pitches. He threw a changeup and then a breaking ball, and he works quickly.
A 6'7" right-hander from Fort Zumwalt East High School. And a swing and a miss, so 4 straight strikeouts for Eagles pitchers to begin the ball game.
And they're all swinging as well. They come out firing, but they're coming up short. Good stuff from the jump in this game on the mound. And the big right-hander, he's committed to SEMO. He has really good stuff, a sharp breaking ball we've already seen off the jump, and then a nice changeup he has.
He drops in another breaking ball for a strike.
That's a huge breaking ball, Shane, right there. That 12-6 action reminds you of Max Fried, the Braves pitcher, who has a huge breaking ball.
There's another one. The first ball put in play for the Cavemen is a ground out to second base off the bat of Danny Sperling.
I really like his confidence he's throwing this breaking ball with. He has a changeup that's fallen off the table. We haven't even seen him really throw the fastball, but a Division I commit, his fastball still plays at a high level, but he's already shown command of 2 pitches coming right into the game. So the Eagles pitching unit tonight has impressed early on.
You could say that. A couple of new arms have impressed. Another first pitch strike there from Young. Fastball in the upper 80s, that 12-6 or 11 to not quite exactly 12-6, but roughly 12-6 breaking ball. A good changeup and a good fastball there. 0-2 to Zach Floyd. Man, how impressive have these two Eagles arms been here in the first couple innings. No balls, 2 strikes to Zach Floyd. Swing and a miss. 6 up, 6 down for Ryan Gorman and Austin Young. 5 strikeouts, all of them swinging. We're through 2. Will Kinerly will tell you about the middle innings. Eagles lead at 2-0 through 2.
This inning brought to you by Interco Recycling. Interco's been recycling non-ferrous industrial metals, batteries, computers, and electronics since 1996. The company operates a 400,000 square foot, 45-acre facility on the Illinois side of downtown St. Louis. So if your company has large amounts of scrap metals, batteries, or electronics to recycle, call Interco Recycling. 1-877-258-3601. Seth Alverson out for the third inning of work. We're in the top of the third. The Eagles have notched a run in the top of the first and the top of the second and lead 2-0. The first offering's a breaking ball in the strike zone to the recent Reds signee, Damian Henderson. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, as Alverson got him swinging back in the first. The next offering, a breaking ball in for a strike. Halverson back-to-back breaking balls against Damian Henderson. Nothing into the count against the lefty. Halverson gets the sign from Gibson and kicks and delivers the 0-2. Grounded away, just getting a piece of it is Henderson. You've seen Henderson on the mound a little bit this summer, and he has a big-time bat as well. As 2 of the furthest home runs we've seen so far this summer have come from the bat of Henderson. Nothing into the count. And the offering again, the stutter step and delivery missed low from Halverson. Halverson trying to mix up his timing on the step back through the windup. The rain coming down just a little bit here in the top of the third inning. We had an hour rain delay Both starting pitchers were still going. The 1-2 missed outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 runs have come across. One last inning was from the Justin Eads home run. And in the first, it was Aaron Hopp who walked, then came around to score on a wild pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the right-hander delivers. Swing and a miss right there. Henderson put down on strikes for the second time tonight. Now John Stallcup, who popped up in the first inning, comes up here in the top of the third with 1 away. Halverson, we've seen him in center so far this summer. We've seen him at first a little bit. He's a hitter in the middle of the lineup for Will Bradley, but now on the mound. We know his fastball can run up to 95 miles an hour. He throws a fastball there, and it steals in the inside black for a strike against the 3-hitter, John Stallcup. John Stallcup, a catcher at SEMO. The 0-1. Missed up and in, a ball and a strike. Stallcup, a former Webster Groves High School catcher. Now at Southeast Missouri State, he was in his true freshman campaign, one of their leading hitters this past spring. The 1-1, it's grounded to the shortstop, Colin Turbo. He throws it across the diamond. Brendan Claus makes the scoop at first, and there's 2 outs. Kenny Piper now coming to the plate. The cleanup hitter and shortstop struck out looking in the first. Working here against Halverson in his 3rd inning of work here in the top of the 3rd. A 2-0 ball game. First 2 hitters are retired here. The rain is coming down here at CarShield Field. Again, we had an hour delay about. And the Eagles just have 1 hit. It's the Justin Eads home run to lead off the 2nd inning, but lead 2-0. Here in the top of the 3rd, the right-hander's first offering to Kenny Piper is missed low for the first ball. Tried to scoop it, was Gibson, and backhanded. The leather got it a little bit. So he throws it back to Halverson. Here in a wet ball game, the rain coming down, you're going to go through a lot of baseballs. You see the catcher and the pitcher both have towels in their back pocket of their pants. That next offering is fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. Nobody on here in the top of the 3rd. They're playing Piper straight away in the infield. 1 step to go the opposite way in the outfield. The 1-1 pitch is grounded to the left side, just taps. Sperling fields it cleanly, throws it across the diamond, but not in time. An infield single for Kenny Piper. Now the man who led off the 2nd with a home run, Justin Eads, comes to the plate. It was a majestic home run, a line drive to right field. It hit on top of the visiting clubhouse beyond the right center field wall. The 2nd time he's done that this week, a straight line drive the other way, and that's where his power is. And he comes to the plate in the top of the 3rd, a 2-0 ball game. 1 runner on base and 2 outs for the right fielder, Justin Eads. The right-hander, Seth Halverson, gets the sign from the catcher, Gibson, and delivers the pitch. It misses low for a ball. Just the 2nd hit notched tonight for the Eagles. They lead by a couple runs. Halverson working here against the Quincy University outfielder, Justin Eads. That breaking ball misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Justin Eads looking to sit dead red on a fastball. The Cavemen and the Eagles. Eagles have been one of the more impressive teams so far this summer. They've been known as the comeback kids. The 2-0 pitch. Missed low. Now 3 balls and no strikes. Expect Eads to have the green light still here. In a 3-0 count. The rain coming down here at CarShield Field. The 2nd game tonight has been postponed and rescheduled at a later date. But the first game of this doubleheader, just a little delay, but we're still in action in the top of the 3rd, the 3-0. Eads will take it for ball 4, and that will bring up Noah Jacobson, who got on base. He walked back in the 2nd, first time at the plate. That followed after the Justin Eads home run. Halverson had a little command issues. He walked the next 2 hitters he faced, and now with a walk here and after a Kenny Piper infield single, runners on 1st and 2nd with 2 outs. Noah Jacobson coming to the plate. Will Bradley going to have a talk with the Mizzou right-hander. As we mentioned, he's a 2-way player at Mizzou. Has an interesting story. In 2018, he was an MLB draft pick in the 30th round by the Minnesota Twins, and he's a Minnesota native. He was a redshirt freshman at Mizzou this spring, and Will Bradley, the manager for the Cavemen, who coaches in the Los Angeles Angels organization in their minor league organization. He's a hitting coach. And he goes and talks to Halverson just a little bit after issuing the free pass to Justin Eads. Eads hit the home run off Halverson last time, and Halverson didn't want to give him anything to hit this time. He reaches base on the free pass. So after Will Bradley has a word with his right-hander, Noah Jacobson to the plate, the third baseman. Runners on first and second. The first pitch is a swing and a miss by Jacobs in the SEMO Red Hawk. 0-1 the count. Runners on first and second here in the top of the third. A 2-0 ball game. Eagles on top looking for more. A chance to make it more with Kenny Piper in scoring position. Noah Jacobson. The 0-1 pitch from the right-hander. Missed low. Good block right there from Gibson to not allow the runners to advance. I would have had two runners in scoring position, but they stay put. Runners on first and second. Eads at first. Piper at second. Eads reached on the walk. Piper reached on the infield single. The 1-1 pitch from Halverson. The swing just got the foul tip. The catcher couldn't corral it, Gibson, but it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here with 2 outs and 2 runners on. The rain coming down here at CarShield Field. The original start time was 5:30. We started around 6:30 here in the top of the third. It's around 7:15 p.m. right now. The lights are on. The rain's coming down, but we're playing baseball. 1 ball and 2 strikes the pitch. A swing and a miss. Halverson got him with the breaking stuff and will strand a couple runners on base here with 2 outs. We go to the bottom of the third, a 2-0 ball game on CarShield Collegiate League TV. Welcome to the bottom of the third inning here on CarShield Collegiate League TV. A 2-0 Eagles lead, and man, they've thrown the ball with some authority today. 18 strikes out of 21 pitches, and the right-hander coming out for his second inning of work. The breaking ball misses away. He didn't do that last inning, throw a ball. He had 8 pitches, 8 strikes, 2 strikeouts, and faced the minimum, but the first ball to Chase Gibson, the catcher. Now it's 2 balls and no strikes as he misses both low. But the right-hander, a SEMO commit. Effective last inning. He features a 12-6 breaking ball along with the changeup. The 2-0 pitch is in the strike zone and a swing and a miss right there by Gibson, the catcher, leading off this inning. 6 up and 6 down so far for Eagles pitching. It was Ryan Gorman making his debut on the mound. He struck out the side in the first. The 1-1 missed up and in. Now 3-1 the count. Excuse me, now it's 2-1 pitch. And 3 balls and a strike to the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the third. Chase Gibson, that pitch upstairs and a free pass. So after going 18 for 21 on strikes, 4 balls to the leadoff hitter, Chase Gibson, he reaches base. That brings up Brendan Claus.
How about the 17-year-old Austin Young? Yes, he's still in high school. He'll be a senior this fall at Fort Zumwalt East High School. And how about that first inning? The confidence he showed with 3 pitches coming right at these guys. He's not intimidated. I mean, he's facing Mark Schauenberger, Danny Sperling, and Zach Floyd. Those are established collegiate hitters that he's coming in and just mowing right through.
Indeed, that's true. The first pitch was a swing and a miss. The next offering is fouled away. 0-2 the count against Brennan Claus. So Gibson reaches on the free pass here in the bottom of the third inning. A 2-0 ball game. No hit so far for the Cavemen. That's the first base runner in Gibson here in the bottom of the third. He reached on the walk to lead off this inning. 0-2. A swing and a miss on the breaking ball. The third strikeout for the 6'7" right-hander who's committed to Southeast Missouri State. Just a touch under 200 pounds. Fort Zumwalt East High School, as you mentioned. Shane, now the 9th place hitter in the lineup, Colin Turnbow, coming to the plate. The Maryville University infielder with 1 away and 1 on in the bottom of the third. The Cavemen trail by a couple runs.
My word, how about that breaking ball? That is something.
That breaking ball starts at the head of Colin Turnbow, albeit not the tallest player in this league, likely on the shorter side, but it breaks down, starts up there, and has a big break. A huge Uncle Charlie from the right-hander. 0-1 the count.
He's only facing the guy who's about a foot taller than him.
And the right-hander delivers another breaking ball. Turnbow's on it, and he'll hit it to left field. It'll drop in front of Damian Henderson, the left fielder. He'll throw it in, but runners on first and second. The first hit of the evening for the Cavemen. Runners on first and second. Gibson reached on the pass, free pass to start off this inning, and now in scoring position. Brendan Claus struck out, and now a single on a Colin Turnbow breaking ball. That one hung up more in the zone than the right-hander Austin Young would have liked, and Turnbow hit that one softly to left field. A blooper single, but he'll take it. The first single for the Cavemen here in the bottom of the third. Now a chance to get back into the ball game. The top of the lineup now up Tyler Headcam. So the right-hander comes set, takes a peek over on the runner at second base, kicks and delivers the first offering. And it's missed a little bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The rain, Shane, played a little bit of factor in delaying this game, but it's really eased up now as we've progressed, as we now approach the middle innings here in the Car Shield Collegiate League matchup on this beautiful evening. That pitch taken for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The right-hander living in the strike zone today here in his second inning of work. Ryan Gorman struck out the side in the first. Now working here in the bottom of the third in the second inning of work is Austin Young, the SEMO commit. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch is popped up to right center field. Aaron Hopp, the center fielder, coming under it, and he'll catch it for the second out. 2 away and 2 on as Andy Bunton comes to the plate.
That's the first time Young has faced really any sort of adversity. Of course, just the second inning of work, but he cruised through his first inning. 8 pitches, 8 strikes. Oh, it seems like he walked out to the mound, threw a couple pitches, and he was right back in the dugout. He was just spent a few minutes out there, but spending a little more time out there. We'll see how he can work out of this jam. And he's still working with a 2-0 lead, even with a couple runners on base. When you have a lead, you can pitch with more confidence. You can be more aggressive in the strike zone with all 3 of your pitches in Austin Young's case. So we'll see how he works out of this.
First pitch swing in. Bunton pops this one up towards left. Damian Henderson's under it, and he'll catch it for the third out. So a couple stranded here in the bottom of the third. 2-0 ball game. We set it to the fourth on CCL TV. This inning brought to you by Interco Recycling. Interco has been recycling non-ferrous industrial metals, batteries, computers, and electronics since 1996. The company operates a 400,000 square foot, 45-acre facility on the Illinois side of downtown St. Louis. So if your company has large amounts of scrap metals, batteries, or electronics to recycle, call Interco Recycling, 1-877-258-3601, or go to the web at www.itcscrap.com. Interco Recycling, a electronics recycler since 1996. New pitcher into the ballgame, Ben Prywich, the left-hander. Welcome back. Bottom of the fourth inning, a 2-0 lead for the Eagles as they come to the plate in the top half of the fourth inning. 7-8-9 due up as Randazzo, the second baseman. Coming to the plate, Steven Randazzo taking the first pitch for a ball from the reliever, Ben Prywich, the left-hander from Maryville University. 1 ball, no strikes. On a rainy night here at Carshield Field, the lights are on. Here in the first of a scheduled doubleheader, but the second game in this doubleheader has been canceled after this game was delayed over an hour. But we're into the middle innings now in a 2-0 ball game here in the top of the fourth inning. 2 hits for the Eagles. One was a Justin Eads solo home run. They lead 2-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ben Prywich into the ball game, so Seth Halverson's night is over after working 3 innings. Through 65 pitches and 35 of them for strikes, 2 hits allowed and 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts but 4 walks, and did surrender again that home run, the 2-1. Upstairs, Steven Randazzo in a 3-1 count. 7-8-9. Steven Randazzo up at the plate. On deck is Hamilton Anderson, both Drury Panthers. Ben Prywich, the left-hander from Maryville University, went to Barkway Central High School. The left-hander comes set, working with Gibson on the 3-1. The offering to Randazzo, a swing and a miss. He wanted to take a healthy hack at a fastball, but it was up in the zone. And a full count now to lead off the top of the fourth inning.
And that pitch might have looked like it was high, but in Randazzo's eyes, that looks so good. You're hunting fastball on 3-1. You get one up in the zone, and by the time you swing at it, it's too late to realize that it's too high.
The full count pitch missed upstairs, and Randazzo reaches on a free pass. When the pitchers throw balls shoulder height, they're so tempting. They're so tempting to swing at because the eye level, that's where you can hit. And a lot of times pitchers are taught, keep the ball down, and that's for a good reason because you can get punished if you live up in the strike zone too much. Ben Prywich issues the leadoff walk here in the top of the fourth inning. Hamilton Anderson, the free swinger, as we talked about him all summer long, comes up to the plate with the open stance, the lefty up here in the top of the fourth. His team with a 2-0 lead. And Prywich coming set out of the bullpen. First swing and a miss there from the free swinger Anderson. 0-1 the count here in the top of the fourth. 2-0 is the score. Eagles on top, but they're looking for more after they knocked the starting pitcher Seth Halverson out of the ballgame. Had 4 walks and 65 pitches through 3 innings, surrendering 2 runs. The breaking ball in there for a strike from Prywich. And now 0-2 the count to Anderson, who struck out swinging back in the second inning.
And back to the high fastball or conversation about that. We've been guilty of it as well. We're watching a game on TV. You're watching a game here in person, and a hitter swings. The big league hitters do it all the time as well. You see him swing through a high fastball, like, why the heck did he swing at that? That was a foot high. Well, that ball looks so big coming at you. It looks so inviting, and once you don't speaking from experience, I've swung and missed at my fair share of high fastballs in my career. That's the reason why I didn't hit a whole lot. I was mainly a pitcher. So I was used to swinging at those high fastballs, and they look so, so good. It's hard to explain until you're really in the batter's box and see a few of them come your way. They look so inviting because it's coming right at you. You look like, oh, I can crush this pitch, and you swing a foot underneath it.
Prywich comes set. The 0-2 offering misses low. So the first 0-2 offering was fouled back. The next one misses low. So 1 ball, 2 strike count with a runner on first base in Randazzo. Hamilton Anderson up at the plate here in the top of the 4th in a 2-0 ball game with the rain coming down on the beautiful turf here at CarShield Field. Prywich, the left-hander, comes set. A late time call by Hamilton Anderson. Prywich was just getting ready for his leg kick, but Hamilton Anderson at the 11th hour calls time. And in a 1 ball, 2 strike count, ready for an important pitch. No outs here, top of the 4th, 1 runner on. The pitch, foul back. Staying alive, a couple foul balls with 2 strikes for the Drury Panther, Hamilton Anderson. Runner on first is his teammate in college, Steven Randazzo. He reached on a walk to lead off the top of the 4th inning. Eagles have a 2-0 lead, just on a couple hits, one of them being the Justin Eads solo shot. The left-hander comes set and delivers. Breaking ball pops out of his hand. The breaking ball that didn't break too much, now 2-2 in the count.
And the difference between a high breaking ball and a high fastball, you can, like you just said it pops out of his hand. These hitters have seen enough breaking balls where they recognize curveball that's starting above my head. Oh, I'm going to spit on that. A fastball is a little different.
The 2-2 from Prywich, a swing and a miss right there. Oh, no, just got a piece of it, Anderson did. He stays alive, 3 foul balls this at bat. He's doing a good job against Prywich. Just barely got a piece of that baseball as the umpire deemed it a foul ball. Prywich went to the breaking ball, and Hamilton Anderson staying alive in a 2-2 count in the top of the 4th inning. Nobody out and 1 runner on base. Prywich comes set and delivers the 2-2 up and in, almost gets Anderson, and Randazzo will reach second base. That ball just nearly hit Anderson. It got up in the kitchen. A full count right now. Anderson had to get out of the way. He didn't hit the deck, but he scooted back as that ball went to the backstop on the fly, and Anderson will go to second. Randazzo will go to second base, and Anderson will hit with a runner in scoring position. His team already with a 2-0 lead, a chance to make it more here with a full count in the top of the 4th.
How about that matrix sack getting out of the way? I'm not sure how that missed him, but it did.
The full count pitch. Anderson staying alive. 4 foul balls here with 2 strikes. And Anderson just looking for a way to get on base. Prywich and Gibson now going to talk. The first time a runner's on second base in Randazzo, so they want to mix up the signs. A lot of times with a runner on second base, he can relay those signs to Anderson, and likely that could have been the case with the 2 being teammates in college. They want to make sure everybody's on the same page. A full count awaits from the left-hander Prywich. Here in a 2-0 ball game, Eagles up by a couple runs in the top of the 4th, but a runner in scoring position and nobody out looking to make it more. Prywich in his first inning of work looking for his first out after issuing the walk, now in a 3-ball, 2-strike count to Hamilton Anderson. On deck is Jacob Bauer, the designated hitter. The full count pitch is hit toward left. Hamilton Anderson got a good piece of it. It's going to drop in the gap. 1 run's going to come around to score. Hamilton Anderson is going to go to second base. He'll slide into second with a double, and the Eagles on top 3-0. A double in the gap, and what an at-bat from Hamilton Anderson. He was down to 2 strikes, had 4 foul balls with 2 strikes, and he slices that one to left center field for a double. Runner on second base, a 3-0 ball game now in the top of the 4th inning. The 3rd hit for the Eagles, and they get on the board early against the southpaw out of the bullpen, Ben Prywich, in the top of the 4th, up by 3 runs, and the 9th place hitter comes up to the plate, Jacob Bauer.
Boy, how about that at bat? How beautiful is that? Foul off 4 pitches with 2 strikes and just stuck with a pitch, drove it to the opposite field, didn't try to do too much, and what do you know, he trades places with his Drury teammate.
So walking a double, a run has come across. Anderson knocks in his teammate, Steven Randazzo. Those 2 teammates in spring ball at Drury University, a member of the Great Lakes Valley Conference. A swing and a miss right there by Jacob Bauer. 0-2 the count. The designated hitter hitting 9th in the lineup, struck out last time at the plate. Here in the top of the 4th, a run already across. And a runner in scoring position in Hamilton Anderson. A 3-0 ball game. And nobody out, but 0-2 the count. Prywich delivers. And strike 3, he paints the black and catches Bauer looking. The second time tonight, he's gone down on the strikeout.
That's a good bounce back pitch there from Prywich, taking care of a man there with nobody out and a runner in scoring position. Sometimes things can start to snowball, but if you get the next guy out, you just think, I just got to do that 2 more times. That gives you a little more confidence out there on the mound.
Anderson on second base, the only runner on base here with one out. Ben Brywich going to go look at him as Anderson was dancing over there on second. The rain coming down just a little bit. You want to be careful on that turf. It's worked as a slip inside a little bit this summer with runners trying to swipe bags. The first offering to the leadoff hitter, Aaron Hopp. Here in the top of the fourth inning, Hopp at the top of the lineup, and he has a ton of speed. The center fielder for Webster University, a big-time bat in their lineup. Also their point guard, as we mentioned. He has a couple sports under his belt. Going back to Webster for another season using his eligibility. That ball fouled back. A lot of spring athletes making that decision as they came into this year thinking this could be their last year that they compete at the collegiate level. But with the shortened season, and the NCAA decided with the pandemic here in 2020 to give that extra year to these athletes. Aaron Hopp taking advantage of that. A 1-ball, 1-strike count as he fouls that one back to the screen. Hamilton Anderson on second base here in the top of the fourth. A 3-0 ball game as the left-hander comes set. His first inning of work out of the bullpen and offers the 1-1 upstairs.
That's a great job by the NCAA. Now, these guys don't have to use that year of eligibility. If they have other plans after college they want to pursue, that's totally on them. But if for a guy like Hopp who wants to have a legitimate senior season and go out, hopefully, fingers crossed, on the right footing, that's, fantastic job.
The 2-2 pitch in there for a strike from Brywich. So Brywich surrendered a leadoff walk here in the top of the fourth to Steven Randazzo. Hamilton Anderson knocked him in. Then he got Jacob Bauer looking on a fastball. And now with Aaron Hopp, a runner on second base and one out in the top of the fourth. Brywich trying to stop the bleeding. Getting the strikeout, his team already down by 3 runs, and his offense has been pretty quiet tonight against excellent Eagles pitching. The pitch, swing and a miss right there. Back-to-back strikeouts for Brywich. This time swinging on the fastball in the outside corner, and there's 2 outs. Damian Henderson comes to the plate with 2 away and 1 runner on. And Hamilton Anderson, he reached on the double to drive in Steven Randazzo, but now with 2 outs, they put the shift on Damian Henderson, the left-handed hitting left fielder today for Forrest Herman. Forrest Herman and Bobby Warnes, the coaches for the Eagles this summer here in the Car Shield Collegiate League. Here in the top of the fourth, a 3-0 ball game as that ball is sawed off to the left side by Hamilton Anderson and foul. By Damian Henderson, rather. Hamilton Anderson at second base. Nonetheless, it's foul and 0-1 the count. Here with 2 outs, the rain starting to ease up here at Car Shield Field in O'Fallon, Missouri. Runner on second base, Hamilton Anderson. In scoring position, they put the shift on the recent Red signee, Damian Henderson. And that ball hit toward left field. Under it is Headcamp, and he'll come up on it for the 3rd out. So a double drives in Steven Randazzo from the bat of Hamilton Anderson, and it's a 3-0 lead for the Eagles. We send it to the bottom of the 4th on CCL TV. Welcome to the bottom of the fourth inning here at CarShield Field. The rain came down to start off the evening, and we postponed the second game, but we started this game a little later than expected, an hour and 3-minute rain delay, but we're here in the bottom of the fourth. The first pitch from the right-hander is in there for a strike. Here in the bottom of the fourth, 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Cavemen. Through 3 innings, they've been shut out. Their offense have been quiet. A couple pitchers from the Eagles have been throwing a lot of strikes. It started off with Ryan Gorman. He struck out the side in the first, and then a couple scoreless frames from Austin Young out for his third inning of work as the right-hander delivers the pitch on the outside black for the second strike. A ball and 2 strikes to Brandon Gutzler, the former Murray State standout. He's played a little professional baseball overseas as well. A big addition to the CarShield Collegiate League. The 1-2 upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mark Schallenberger, the guy on deck, a big reason why he's playing in the CarShield Collegiate League. He was hitting at St. Louis University, and he came up to him and told him about the league. We talked to him after the game the other day. A pretty cool story. As Austin Young wants to reset, he tells John Stalkup to give the sign sequence again. The catcher steps off the mound, now back on the rubber. In a 2-ball, 2-strike count, he kicks and delivers as it's grounded away to the left side. This right-hander, a young right-hander, he's committed to SEMO but still in high school. One of the only current high school pitchers we've seen in this league, and I think he's the only current high school player in this league so far. Starting to delve into some of that talent, that local talent. He goes to Fort Zumwalt in that school district. They have a ton of great baseball players. That breaking ball hit to the left side. Jacobson fields it cleanly, throws it across the diamond for the first out. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, Eagles lead 3-0, and they've thrown 3 straight shutout innings here in the bottom of the fourth. Austin Young gets a quick out to Brandon Gutzler, the 3-hitter in this lineup. And we mentioned that's a tough out, but he's retired twice tonight. That brings up Mark Schallenberger, the designated hitter and cleanup hitter here in Will Bradley's Cavemen lineup, who's only notched 1 hit tonight as we play here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Their team trails 3-0 here against the Eagles. First pitch taken on the black for a strike. The right-hander really filling up the strike zone.
And how about a tale of the last few ball games for the Cavemen? About 20 runs the last 2 ball games, and what do you know? 1 hit, no runs here tonight. That's why baseball is such a crazy, crazy game. Your offense can be rolling. You feel like every pitch is a beach ball. All your hitters are hitting the ball around the ballpark, and then you come back 2 days later and you got 1 hit through 3 innings. And credit to both the Eagles pitchers, Gorman and Young. These 2 guys, these 2 new guys in this league have been fantastic. And how about the confidence Mr. Young is pitching with? He's 17 years old. And he's still 7 months away from his 18th birthday.
And he's pitching well. That 0-2 pitch missed up and away, a ball and 2 strikes. So Schallenberger here in a 1-2 count. The pitch to the lefty, a swing and a miss right there. He extends the strike zone. It was well above and away of the strike zone, but the flare of a swing from Schallenberger, frustrated with himself. He hits the lumber down on the turf, going back to the dugout with a strikeout. 2 quick outs here for the right-hander, Austin Young. Now that brings up Danny Sperling. Young looking good tonight here with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. His team on top 3-0, and that gives him a little more confidence as well. The first time he steps on the mound in the CarShield Collegiate League, he already has a lead. Making his debut, he has impressed so far.
And how fitting, the youngest player in the league. His last name just happens to be Young.
I see what you did there, Shane. He happens to be Young, one of the youngest players in this league. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, though, already with 5 strikeouts in his third inning of work as that ball is fouled away to the left side, Danny Sperling. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs. Bottom of the fourth, 3-0, Eagles lead. Nobody on base. The first 2 hitters retired here in the fourth. Danny Sperling, the lefty, trying to stay alive. The 1-2 missed upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Gorman started the ball game striking out the side. Then Forrest Herman, after using the opener, went to Young. The 2-2 missed up and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Young worked a 1-2-3 second. A scoreless third, trying to do a scoreless fourth as well. Here in the bottom of the fourth, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. His team with a 3-0 lead. The full count pitch to Sperling. A breaking ball hit to the right side. The first baseman, Anderson, takes it himself, steps on the bag. So 3 scoreless innings for Young out of the bullpen. And after 4, it's 3-0 Eagles on CarShield Collegiate League TV. Jamie Burdish into the ballgame here in the top of the 5th inning. The right-hander's first pitch taken for a strike against John Stallcup, the 3-hitter in this lineup. He's 0 for 2. The catcher today for Forrest Herman catches a little bit for SIUE. A swing and a miss right there, 0-2 the count. The right-hander Jamie Burdish went to Quincy University out of Parkway North High School and then transferred last season, was at Westminster. Had 1 start there, a couple more appearances out of the bullpen. As the right-hander comes set against Stallcup, tries to go to the breaking ball, misses low. He bounced it in front of the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here in the top of the 5th inning, the Eagles lead 3-0 in this ball game. The rain has really stopped. We had an hour-long rain delay. But here playing this baseball game, a swing and a miss right there. Jamie Burdish gets him on the changeup. John Stallcup retired for the first out. 1 away here in the top of the 5th in a 3-0 ball game. Jamie Burdish comes out of the bullpen in his first inning of work and strikes out the first hitter he sees.
And Burdish's task right here is just damage control. Damage control, damage control. Don't let this league get any farther away. Keep the Eagles within striking distance. Keep them within earshot. And that's all your job. You can't put runs on the scoreboard for yourself. So you just got to go out there, and if you can get through 3, 4, 5 in this order, that'd be a huge maybe momentum shift for the Cavemen. They've been swinging the bats well.
And a good swing right there to left field. A base hit for Kenny Piper, his second in as many at-bats. He's 2 for 3.
Man, is this guy swinging the bat well or what? Man, he's been swinging the bat well, flashing the leather. I think some of that's maybe a carryover a little bit. He's been swinging a hot bat.
Kenny Piper had the game-winning home run a couple nights ago. We mentioned he was tearing it up this spring before the shortened coronavirus 2020 season. In college baseball and all across the country and many sports had 9 home runs in that shortened season at Columbia College. Here in the top of the 5th, he gets on base. Eagles on top 3-0. Jamie Burdish trying to keep that deficit where it is for the Cavemen's sake. He faces Justin Eads. Knocked a home run in the second inning on top of the right field clubhouse and walked in the third. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. 1 out, 1 on. And Eads pops this one up towards center field. Zach Floyd is tracking under him, and he'll catch it for the second out, 2 away, as Noah Jacobson comes to the plate in the top of the 5th inning. In a 3-0 ball game, Jamie Burdish trying to keep things, like you mentioned, where they are as his team trails by 3 runs. They've only had 1 hit tonight, the Cavemen have, so when they get back in the dugout, they have a tough task of scoring any runs off the stingy right-handed pitcher, Austin Young, who in 3 innings of relief has not let up a run, just 1 hit, and has had 5 strikeouts. Burdish comes set. The right-hander delivers the pitch. Kenny Piper off to the races. He slides into second base, and he's in there in time. That's a stolen base brought to you by the O'Fallon Family YMCA, the Y for healthy living, youth development, and social responsibility. So 2 outs. Now a runner in scoring position. Eagles lead 3-0, a chance to make it more here in the top of the 5th inning. Jamie Burdish, the right-hander, working here against Jacobson. The pitch, it's grounded toward the shortstop, Colin Turnbow. He's coming up on it. Got to be quick. No throw as Noah Jacobson was hustling down the line, and Colin Turnbow had a run about 10 steps in. That ball he just fielded just beside the mound right there. The slow tapper toward the shortstop, Colin Turnbow. No chance, as now runners are on the corners with 2 outs, and Steven Randazzo coming to the plate. He walked to lead off the 4th inning. And now with a couple runners on base and a couple outs, trying to extend this Eagles lead. Jamie Burdish trying to keep things where they are. The first inning of work for Burdish out of the bullpen, gets a swing and a miss right there on the changeup. Burdish working low in the zone. This is some of the sharpest stuff we've seen, the most swing and miss stuff we've seen from him so far this summer. 0-1 the count after the swing and a miss from Steven Randazzo. The 0-1. Is popped up toward right field. Backtracking for it is Gutzler. Gutzler going back at the track, at the wall, and it's gone to right field in the bullpen. A 3-run home run for Steven Randazzo with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning, and add 3 more runs to the score. 6-0 now. The Eagles on top.
Just a fantastic piece of hitting there by Randazzo with 2 away. Man, that is a backbreaker for the Cavemen. Burdish 1 pitch away from keeping this lead at 3, and man, just a great swing there by Randazzo, taking the ball the opposite way, and that's a big swing right there with 2 away.
With 2 away, a big-time swing, hitting it to right field. Jamie Burdish, you mentioned 1 out away, 1 strike away. Just felt like 1 pitch away. That potentially looked like it could have been the last pitch of the inning. It looked like a lacy pop-up off the bat of Randazzo, but it continued to carry, and it got into the bullpen. First pitch to Hamilton Anderson for ball 1. Second one in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. But the 3-run blast from Steven Randazzo, a 6-0 ball game here in the top of the 5th inning. The Eagles hang a crooked number on the right-hander, Jamie Burdish, with 2 outs. The 3-run shot, the breaking ball in there for a strike from the right-hander Burdish. And 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hamilton Anderson, 1 for 2, had an RBI double in the 4th. The Eagles have scored 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, and 3 here in the top of the 5th. They lead 6-0. The pitch from Burdish, it's popped up by Anderson to left field. Under it is Headcamp, and he'll catch it for the 3rd out. A 6-0 ball game. We send it to the bottom of the 5th. A Steven Randazzo 3-run shot. You're watching CarShield Collegiate League TV. Welcome here, bottom of the fifth inning, and 3 runs add to the score last half. Here in the home half of the fifth, the Cavemen come to the plate. They've been shut out through 4 innings, 3 spectacular innings out of the bullpen so far for the right-hander, Austin Young. The Eagles went with the opener, Ryan Gorman. He struck out the side in the first, and now Austin Young working in his 4th inning of relief. 3 scoreless thus far. 5 strikeouts and just 1 hit from the right-hander. He's taking his talents to SEMO, but still in high school, approaching rising for his senior season. 2 balls and a strike. As he faces off against the center fielder, Zach Floyd, he struck out swinging against the right-hander last time. A swing and a miss right there. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Zach Floyd. The Caveman offense looking to get going. They trail 6-0. Just 1 hit tonight. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here in the bottom of the fifth, Zach Floyd looking to get on base to start things off the 2-2. A swing and a miss right there. A great breaking ball right there. It looked like we thought he hung that one, but it nasty drops into the strike zone. That 12-6 action, it fools everybody in the press box. Likewise, it fooled Zach Floyd, and he swings through the pitch for strike 3, 1 out in the bottom of the fifth. That brings up Chase Gibson. Man, that breaking ball was nasty. The first offering to Gibson. As pops out of the hand, and it just misses a little bit. It goes to the screen on the fly. 1 ball, no strikes. If you're going to throw a ball, I guess you can make it count as it flies all the way to the backstop. The 1-0 is fouled away to the left side. So after Floyd struck out to lead off the bottom of the fifth inning in a 6-0 ball game, the Cavemen at the plate, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the fifth, they trail by 6 runs. They've just had 1 hit tonight and have been shut out. That breaking ball missed outside. 1 ball and 1 strike as the right-hander Austin Young, Shane mentioned it, he is young, the youngest player in this league, working on a gem out of the bullpen so far. This ball popped up in foul territory. The third baseman makes a great play on it right beside the stands. Noah Jacobson corrals that one for out number 2. The opener tactic seemed like it worked today for Forrest Herman. Forrest Herman, manager for the Eagles. Minor league coach in the Reds organization, minor league pitching coach. He goes to the opener, and now 1 pitch away, the right-hander is from working 4 scoreless frames. With 6 strikeouts, the right-hander has impressed tonight. He's taking his talents to SEMO. That 12-6 breaking ball has really been in action tonight. The 1-0 pitch. Upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes as Brennan Claus is at the plate. And last half inning, Steven Randazzo with a 3-run shot to extend the Eagles' lead to 6-0. The right-hander takes the mound. You feel like if he hadn't had confidence yet, he's ought to just have a little bit more now with a very comfortable lead leading 6-0. And he's just surrendered 1 hit tonight, but a 4-pitch walk to Brendan Claus, and a runner gets on base. That brings up Colin Turnbow. So Colin Turnbow, the shortstop, lone hit tonight for the Cavemen. He hit a 12-6 breaking ball to left field. One that kind of hung up in the zone, the really only pitch that we've seen hang up in the zone from the right-hander tonight. So the 4-pitch walk with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth, a 6-0 ball game. First pitch in there for a strike. The running fastball right down Broadway, if you will, against Colin Turnbow. 0-1 the count with 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth inning. The Cavemen trail by 6 runs. This ball hit to the left side. Colin Turnbow, it gets through the infield, it is now 2 for 2. So runners on first and second. Cavemen looking to chip away at this 6-run deficit in the bottom of the fifth inning. They've got 2 runners on, but 2 outs, and the top of the lineup comes up to the plate, Tyler Headcamp.
And if the Cavemen can find a way to just get on the scoreboard in the bottom of the fifth, that would give them so much more confidence going into these later innings, knowing we can score off this guy. So if you can get 1 here, maybe Headcamp can put a ball in the gap, maybe get it to 6-2. That gives the Cavemen that much more life and more confidence at the plate as they head into these later innings.
Headcamp first pitch swinging, fouls it out of play. Headcamp 0 for 2 tonight. His team trailing by 6 runs, but a couple runners on base. Here in the bottom of the fifth inning, 2 outs, 6-0 ball game. The right-hander Austin Young, 1 pitch away from working 4 scoreless out of the bullpen. The 0-1 pitch to Headcamp. Breaking ball missed upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike here with 2 outs and 2 runners on base. They're playing Headcamp straight away in the outfield, straight away in the infield here with 2 outs. So we're getting late here in the Car Shield Collegiate League in these 7-inning ball games. It gets late much earlier. This ball belted toward left field. It's back at the track at the wall, and it drops right before the wall. That's going to be a 2 RBI double at least. He rounds second, motoring into third, a triple for Headcamp, a bases clearing triple for Headcamp, and it's a wild throw. He's going to now come home, diving in home, and a Little League home run. Why don't you? The Superman dive coming home, and he belts that one toward left center field. It drops. He has himself a for sure double off the bat, we see, but he motors into third base, being aggressive. It pays off. It forces a rush throw. The overthrow causes him to go home. He comes around. You said maybe make it 6-2. How about make it 6-3? 3 runs come across here in the bottom of the 5th, and that warrants a mound visit from Forrest Herman to talk to Austin Young. 1 pitch away from working 4 scoreless out of the bullpen. Just the second hit tonight, cutting the deficit in half on just 1 play. Wow.
And how about the response? The Eagles were down to their final out in the top half, a 3-run homer by Randazzo, and it's 6-0. These Cavemen are – the Eagles have him dead in the water, and Headcamp, a huge, huge 2-out at bat in that throw to third. There's really no reason to throw that baseball. Headcamp was already sliding into third base. And then what do you know? Headcamp sees the ball go to the backstop. Nobody's covering home plate. And how about a little slip and slide on this wet turf going into home plate?
Slip and slide indeed on the wet turf. We had an hour rain delay, and the turf, it's going to be a little wet for a little bit here. The rain has stopped, but the slip and slide dive home on the Little League home run, if you will, as that ball is grounded to the left side. Noah Jacobson says, look what I found on the big hop, but throws it across the diamond to Anderson. And that is the 3rd out, but not before 3 come across. It's 6-3 after 5. The Eagles on top on CCL TV.
Jacob Bauer, and then the top of the order. Bauer, Hop, and Henderson for the Eagles. They lead at 6-3, 3 runs apiece with 2 outs in the 5th inning for both squads. A 3-run homer by Steven Randazzo, and then a 2-run triple by Tyler Headcamp, and then he scores on a throwing error to make it 6-3. All 3 runs for the Cavemen coming on 1 swing of the bat. A Little League home run for Tyler Headcamp, and Jamie Burdish drops in the strike. No balls, 2 strikes to Jacob Bauer. 0 for 2 on the evening for him. Couple of strikeouts. Jamie Burdish was 1 out away from getting out of the 5th inning, and he drops a breaking ball in there. 1 up, 1 down here in the 6th. The strikeout for Burdish. Burdish was 1 out away from getting out of the 5th inning without a blemish, and then Steven Randazzo hits a fly ball to right field that just to the left of that big wall out in right field. First pitch to Aaron Hop misses for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Hop 0 for 2 has scored a run. Stole a base as well, walked to lead off the ball game. And a breaking ball is pop foul, and Claus is going to give it a chase, but it's out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Webster University Gorlock. Center fielder and point guard. No longer, however, former point guard for the Webster University Gorlocks, Aaron Hop. The 1-1 from Burdish in the dirt. Burdish spent some time at Quincy University, headed to Westminster, Division III here in St. Louis. The Blue Jays, he's sporting the light blue cleats, the blue and white New Balance cleats. A swing and a miss, a good breaking ball from Burdish. That breaking ball looking pretty good here for Burdish. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Aaron Hopp. The 2-2 from the right-hander in the dirt. Full count here to Hopp, trying to reach base for the second time. 1 away here in the top of the 6th. 3-run homer by Randazzo in the top of the 5th. A 3-run inside the Little League home run for Tyler Headcamp. And now a 1-out walk here to Aaron Hopp. He's on base for the second time.
It's all of a sudden a ball game after that wild 5th inning. 3 in the top for the Eagles, then 3 in the bottom for the Cavemen. Little League home run, just a wild play. You know, you're 1 strike away from being down 6-0 after 5, and then a triple puts the air.
Hopp is running the throw down, not in time, and it scoots into center field. So Hopp steals the second base of the ball game. Again, that stolen base brought to you by the O'Fallon Family YMCA, the Y for healthy living, youth development, and social responsibility. So Aaron Hopp swipes second base, second stolen base on the evening for him. And Damian Henderson in a no ball, 1 strike count. Double play out of order now.
Youth development. That's what we like to see, Shane.
Thank the O'Fallon Family YMCA, sponsoring stolen bases all summer long here on CarShield Collegiate League TV. If you want to get involved with the broadcast, just email us at carshieldcollegiateleaguetv@gmail.com or hit us up on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at CarShieldCL. You can find us anywhere. We're hard to miss, and, of course, right here on YouTube. And Henderson skies that one a mile high to right center. Zach Floyd has it, and he makes the catch on the track. That ball was in the air for what seemed like hours.
You weren't kidding.
But Floyd puts it away.
You weren't kidding when you said a mile high. I mean, usually you might see that stuff on the infield when someone gets under it. He hit that to the warning track that high. I mean, he laid into that ball in the air. And, I mean, does a job, moves a runner over, Shane.
What was the launching on that, you think, about 50 degrees? Way up in the air and almost carried out of here. Not much breeze, but what breeze is blowing out towards right center.
Yeah. We thought Randazzo's was just a pop out, and it got out. And imagine if that ball would have got out.
Would have been one of the longest home runs in terms of hang time that we've seen this summer.
It was like we've seen when Johnny Hecker back with the Rams, he would lead the league in hang time as punting the football. It's always good for field position when you can do that. But not sure how that's really relates.
No balls, 2 strikes to John Stalkup. He fouls it away. Stalkup 0 for 3 on the evening for the Eagles, hitting out of the 3rd spot. Always fun to reference other sports in relation to baseball. There's a lot of parallels you can draw between a bunch of different sports. A lot of interchangeable phrases, if you will. Stalkup swings and misses. So a scoreless 6th for Jamie Burdish. He strands a runner on 3rd base. Cavemen coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th. They trail it 6-3. We want to take this time to thank our proud sponsor, Code Ninjas O'Fallon. Code Ninjas is located on the Deerberg Shopping Center, Deer Creek Crossing, 2955 Highway K in O'Fallon. At the intersection of highways K and N, kids ages 7 to 14 will learn how to code by building small video games with the help of their wonderful sensei instructors. They'll start at white belt, go all the way to black belt. Come today for a free 30-minute session. Try it out. Head to codeninjas.com/mo-o'fallon or call 636-851-9634. That's codeninjas.com/mo-o'fallon or 636-851-9634. Code Ninjas O'Fallon. Kids have fun. Parents see results. Brandon Gutzler leads things off for the Cavemen, 3, 4, and 5, the heart of the Cavemen order, as they try to claw their way back against Austin Young, who, despite that 3-run homer, has pitched a fantastic ball game out of the bullpen tonight through 4 innings.
Indeed. I mean, he limits the damage. I mean, unfortunate with Headcamp right there getting around the base pass, but your mention, he has done a very good job so far. I mean, just flawless besides the one pitch to Headcamp who got around the base paths. And Shane, it's been impressive to see him on the mound today. That's for sure.
The soon-to-be high school senior at Fort Zumwalt East High School delivers that ball 2-0 to Brandon Gutzler. Gutzler 0 for 2 on the evening, a strikeout and a ground ball to third base. Gutzler, Schauenberger, and Sperling. 3 balls, no strikes to Gutzler. And we see Gutzler in the on-deck circle taking some swings left-handed. He's been a switch hitter in the past. He's only hit right-handed here in the Car-Shield Collegiate League. But is a switch hitter, but has yet to swing the bat left-handed here in the Car-Shield Collegiate League. Maybe right-handed is just his more comfortable side. Maybe just trying to switch over to the right-handed batter's box. Well, we might talk to him about that, see what's going on there. But he looks at a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Young has come back with 2 straight strikes after 3 straight balls. The 3-2 to Gutzler. Just a bit outside, maybe a little low. Gutzler on base for the first time and a leadoff walk for the Cavemen. Pretty close pitch there on 3-2, but Young doesn't get the call. Now some stirring down there in the Eagles bullpen. Young 59 pitches through 4+ innings, 5 strikeouts, couple of walks, 3 hits. 3 runs, just 2 of them earned as Headcamp scored on the throwing error. No balls, 1 strike to Mark Schauenberger. Young has struck Schauenberger out a couple of times. So this is the 3rd time through the order for Mr. Young, and Schauenberger's gone down on strikes both times he's seen him. 2 of his 5 strikeouts. One ball, no strikes to Schauenberger. Young set for the 1-0. Here it comes. Make that 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to the Evansville ace. Mark Schauenberger facing a future SEMO Red Hawk, Austin Young. Looking for the strikeout or the double play ball. And he's going to get neither as it plunks Schauenberger, and he's on base for the first time.
More importantly, Shane, now that tying run coming to the plate, and Forrest Terman now wanting to get things going a little bit more in that bullpen, take nothing away from this right-hander tonight. He comes out after the opener. Ryan Gorman goes 1 inning, strikes out the side. He works a scoreless 2nd, 3rd, and 4th inning, a 3-run 5th just on 1 swing of the bat. But he's been doing well tonight. Strikeout stuff has been prevalent. In a little bit of a pickle, Forrest Terman telling him, hey, bear down right here, right now. We need you. We're up by 3 runs. get me out of this inning. We got some action in the bullpen. Get me through this hitter. Get me out of this inning. Give me some time. Give me some more quality pitches. You've thrown a great night so far. Continue to compete for me. Your stuff plays in the zone. That breaking ball's been good tonight. They've seen you. You've been around the block one time now in this lineup. Now you need to make adjustments. You can't let them sit on what you had going for you the first time through the lineup. The young right-handed pitcher has 3 pitches, so I think it should work for him. It was interesting, though. Now it's the tying run coming to the plate.
The rain is starting to fall just a little bit harder. Still nothing too serious quite yet. First pitch from Young to Danny Sperling is a ball. And the difference between the first few innings for Young and now, he's falling behind in the count, getting behind hitters and having to fight his way back. Earlier in his outing, he was getting ahead of hitters and putting hitters away quickly. And that's hit into left field. Damian Henderson puts it away, and a big first out there for Young. Sperling now 0 for 3, and that brings in Zach Floyd. That's a big first out there for Young to get. Now he just needs a double play.
And he has the double play stuff. A lot of his outs tonight have been of the ground out variety because he has that big breaking ball in changeup. Interesting to see how he's going to approach right now to Floyd. Has a good running fastball, maybe getting it on his hands on the righty-righty matchup with 1 out, but the time run at the plate. Got to be careful.
He drops in a breaking ball just a bit high to Zach Floyd.
It looked like it dropped in the strike zone, but it is where the pitch crosses, but still, that one looked pretty good. It looks like a benefit to the Cavemen on that call.
1 ball, no strikes, and he falls behind once again. And a swing and a miss there by Floyd. One ball, 1 strike. Austin Young trying to work his way out of it. Zach Floyd, the tying run at the plate. First and second, 1 out. A walk to Gutzler and a hit by pitch of Schauenberger. And another hit by pitch, and the bases are loaded.
And the go-ahead run coming to the plate. And we've seen this man hit a late inning go-ahead home run before.
We
Shane.
have.
Here we go. You want baseball? You want nails gone? And from a nail biter, you got to hear. Man, oh man. Shane, after all game long, you haven't had much production. Just 3 hits, but 3 runs, and in the bottom of the 6th, a chance to go ahead. This is what you'd love right here. Who's going to bear down?
Can Young make a pitch? Can Gibson come through with a big swing here? He swings the first pitch and smokes it foul on the left field line. It was 6-0 Eagles headed to the bottom of the 5th. Tyler Headcamp with 2 away hit a triple to left center, and then scored on a throwing error by the shortstop Kenny Piper to make it 6-3, and now the go-ahead run comes to the plate in the 6th. Foul back. No balls, 2 strikes.
Rain is starting to pick up a little bit as we're getting to the backside of this game in the bottom of the 6th.
No balls, 2 strikes to Chase Gibson, 1 away. The pitch from Young. Fouled away. Well, this is going to be a fun battle right here. With the bases loaded, 1 away. Floyd on first. Schauenberger at second. Gutzler at third. Chase Gibson at the plate. Fouled away. We'll try it again. Chase Gibson trying to come through in the clutch here in the bottom of the 6th. Cavemen were trailing 6-0, now 6-3. As a stray baseball got loose from the Eagles bullpen. Michael Hoffman getting loose down there, the left-hander. No balls, 2 strikes to Gibson. Young working from the windup, the 0-2. Swing and a drive to center. He sends it into the night to center field. A grand slam for Chase Gibson. Cavemen lead at 7-6. Oh, my goodness. To dead center. Don't do it to him, big fella. Are you kidding me with, oh, my word.
Dead center, bomb, go-ahead grand slam. The second time this summer, Chase Gibson has come through clutch with the late go-ahead home run. Let him celebrate in there.
Oh, my
go-ahead
goodness.
grand slam as Forrest Terman makes a call to the bullpen.
7-6, Cavemen lead it. One away after the grand slam by Gibson, and it's 7-6 Cavemen. New arm for the Eagles. We'll tell you about it right after this. We finally caught our breath. A go-ahead grand slam by Chase Gibson on an 0-2 pitch. And, boy, you feel for Austin Young. He pitched a whale of a ball game out of the bullpen. The control was starting to get away from him just a bit in the sixth. He was pitching so well. And to have 7 runs charged to him is really a crime. 7-6 Cavemen here in the sixth. Michael Hoffman, the new arm for the Eagles. The first batter he faces is Brendan Claus. One ball, one strike to Brendan Claus. Michael Hoffman making his 7th appearance. He's tossed 12 innings so far this summer. And there's a ball to Claus. 2 balls, 1 strike. The last time we saw Hoffman was against these Cavemen. Back on Monday, we're 2 2/3. So the second time Hoffman pitches this week. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now 3-1. And how about Chase Gibson? 0-2 count, fouls off a couple of pitches, gets one to his liking, and the dead center. A go-ahead grand slam. And a swing and a miss by Claus. 3 balls, 2 strikes. My word, these late innings in the Car Show Collegiate League are something else. And now Claus, a sharply hit ball to third, a diving play by Jacobson. Not much gets past him over there, and he makes the catch.
Lays out, stealing. That's armed robbery of a base hit right there. Oh, man, he just robs a base hit. That ball smoked, sure-handed single against most guys, and he just takes away the knock for the second out. But, yeah, you were talking about Chase Gibson. Kudos to him. The Cavemen are down for the count. Shane, it looked like they were down 6-0. They scratch away 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th, and then a go-ahead grand slam here in the bottom of the 6th. You can't write this stuff. I'm telling you.
You can't.
No. No try to, because you're not going to succeed.
No.
There's no script.
Nothing. If you wrote a script for what's happened in the late innings of these Car Shield collegiate leagues, you should be in Hollywood. Hollywood can't even write these.
They can't even write it. You got to go get the paper shredder because you're rewriting every night. It's something else in the late innings. I'm telling you.
And somebody new every time. It's
how about it?
I mean,
how about it?
How about it? 2 balls, 2 strikes to Colin Turnbow. "7-6 Cavemen" after the go-ahead grand slam by Chase Gibson. Boy, whew, my heart rate's just now starting to come back down to earth.
It's good you're recovering quickly, though. You want that resting heart rate, sub 60, baby. Come on now.
There you go. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Turnbow. He fouls that one away. The Cavemen were trailing 6-0 just last inning. And Tyler Headcamp hit a ball to left center. It was misplayed just a little bit out there in left center. Hop kind of struggled to play that ball off the wall, but Headcamp slid into third with a triple, and the ball gets overthrown at third base and goes all the way to the backstop, and Headcamp comes across to score. And then with the bases loaded here in the 6th, Chase Gibson, I mean, is there enough ice in the world to fit into his veins? I mean, goodness. 0-2, no less. And there's a foul ball. How about both these go-ahead grand slams with a team that can close it out in the next at-bat when they go into the field? Ryan Malzahn with 2 strikes. Go-ahead grand slam in the top of the 7th. Chase Gibson with 2 strikes. Go-ahead grand slam in the bottom of the 6th with the Cavemen as the home team. They only have 4 hits.
We've seen wild baseball. Colin Turnbow complicating things, getting on with a walk. The southpaw issuing a walk, first hitter he faces. And 7-6 ball game. I mean, we can't short what the Eagles can do in the top of the 7th. We've seen them have 3 walk-offs this summer. They come back late in ball games. They only trail by a run. It's going to get wild, so you better stay strapped in. We could be here another hour. Who knows?
Who knows? And that's hit slowly to third. Jacobson on a slide. Can't get to it. It's going to go into left field and a base hit. Turnbow is motoring around second to third. So the Cavemen say we're not done quite yet. Second hit of the evening for Headcamp. Now Andy Bunton, runners on the corners, 2 away here against Michael Hoffman. Cavemen looking for more. They're not done quite yet. They got another runner in scoring position. Good speed with Colin Turnbow over at third. And the base hit by Headcamp that just snuck into left field. And Bunton rips that one down the third base line and foul. So the Cavemen have now batted around. Gutzler led off this inning with a walk and scored on the grand slam. He's on deck. Andy Bunton, the 9th man to come to the plate in the inning. And that's flared out to right field. That's falling fast. It's going to drop for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. Headcamp stops at third, make it 8-6 Cavemen.
Now they get on a roll and they just won't go away.
Turnbow scores to make it 8-6, make that 5 runs in the inning for the Cavemen, and they're not done yet.
Talk about a crooked number, Shane.
Oh, my goodness. 8 unanswered.
Talk about it. Down 6-0, now on top 8-6. And they have a chance next half to win the ball game, Shane. To win the ball game after being down 6-0 last inning.
Just last inning with 2 outs in the last inning.
With 1 strike away from getting out of that inning. With Tyler Headcamp hitting a pseudo home run, a Little League home run. He gets a triple and an overthrow, scores 3 runs. And then a grand slam from Chase Gibson on an 0-2 count. Oh, my goodness, to dead center field.
The dead center. That's the ultimate flex.
Ultimate flex, I love it. Ultimate flex, too, go-ahead grand slam. Him and Ryan Malzahn now in late innings have done it.
Bunton takes off for second, and he is out. He tries to advance on the ball in the dirt. And the throw down from Stallcup saves a run. But the Cavemen score 5 runs, 4 of them on 1 swing of the bat by Mr. Chase Gibson. And the Cavemen are 3 outs away from what would be their biggest win of the summer. Jamie Burdish will try to close things out. We head to the 7th, 8-6 Cavemen. Last chance for the Eagles. Didn't think we'd be saying that a couple innings ago, but they trail at 8-6, 8 unanswered runs. Half of those coming on 1 swing of the bat by none other than Mr. Chase Gibson, and he catches that first pitch from Jamie Burdish for a ball.
None other than don't do it to him. Man, oh, man.
Kenny Piper will try to get things started against Jamie Burdish and a foul ball. Burdish has surrendered 3 runs out of the bullpen, all on 1 swing of the bat by Steven Randazzo. Don't forget, that home run put the Eagles up 6-0 in the top of the 5th. 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th, 5 in the bottom of the 6th, and now all of a sudden the Cavemen are 3 outs away from winning their 4th straight game.
That Gutzler in that lineup, they get a little their offense is looking good, Shane.
They can swing the bats.
I know they scored in bunches recently in this game, but, I mean, just the past few days, their offense has been solid, rock solid.
And that's pop fouled on the first base line. Brendan Claus puts it away for the first out.
Nice play by the first baseman in foul territory. Those are always tough plays to backtrack, and it hung up in there for a while. Definitely a ball most guys should catch, and he did a good job to put it away. Jamie Burdish just needs a couple more outs to give his Cavemen a victory, a big-time late-inning grand
Would
slam.
it ever.
Ooh, the catcher.
Oh,
Chase Gibson behind the plate now, dialing up whatever he can to ultimately say he had that game-winning grand slam.
Jamie Burdish fires in a strike to his former Quincy University teammate Justin Eads. Oh, I forget about it. That was a long time ago when Eads parked that ball over the right center field wall back in the 2nd inning.
Indeed it was.
That seems like an eternity ago.
Especially after the fact that we had our rain delay prior to that. It seemed like much longer ago we were coming to the ballpark.
No balls, 2 strikes to Eads and a foul ball. So Justin Eads on the evening for him, 1 for 2 with that home run. Has drawn a walk and flew out to center field. No balls, 2 strikes against Burdish. And a foul ball, a little hesitation there from Burdish. He lifted the leg and paused for just a second. I don't think I've ever seen that from him.
Strosho, he tried to do what Marcus Stroman does. That's Jamie Burdish's favorite player. On and off the field, he loves Marcus Stroman, trying to emulate him on the mound.
Mm-hmm. And Eads, bye-bye baseball, 8-7 ball game, an absolute bomb by Justin Eads. My word.
He looks over at the Cavemen dugout, gives him a little bat flip. He tattooed that baseball. We know he has big power to right field, but better not throw it in his wheelhouse or he will punish you all night long. Second home run of the day for Justin Eads. A big-time blast right there.
Goodness, just to the right of that light tower in right center field. That's 354 feet to that wall right there, and it cleared the bleachers in left center. Just to the right of that car shield sign out in left center. Burdish hung it, and Eads banged it.
He's been seeing the ball well, Shane.
And Jacobson pops that one up. And that's put away by Bunton for out number 2. And how big is that extra run the Cavemen got? Not only did they get the grand slam, but they got another run on the base hit by Colin Turnbow. Or by Andy Bunton, rather. And now they still lead at 8-7 even after that home run. And now the Eagles down to their final out. Swing and a miss by Randazzo. Oh, 1 from Jamie Burdish, outside corner, strike 2. Eagles down to their final strike, and Randazzo wants some pine tar. No balls, 2 strikes. Randazzo took Burdish deep back in the 5th. No balls, 2 strikes. 8-7 Cavemen. And boy, what a ball game we've been treated to here tonight. We waited an hour for it, and it might come to an end right here. That's chopped out the short on the first, and the win of the summer for the Cavemen. They win their 4th straight ball game. Jimmy Burdish closes it out in an 8-7 Cavemen victory. My, what a ball game. We'll be back to wrap things up shortly. Cavemen win at 8-7. They win their 4th straight ball game. We'll be back shortly to wrap things up here on CarShield Collegiate League TV. We have fireworks after the ball game, and boy, did we ever have some fireworks in this ball game. The Eagles win up 6-0. The Cavemen rally for 8 runs unanswered, 4 of them coming on 1 swing of the bat by Chase Gibson. Justin Eads made things a little more interesting in the 7th than Jamie Burdish and the Cavemen would have hoped, but nonetheless an 8-7 victory, and the Cavemen, they've won 4 straight.
They're on a roll. They've got a good offense, and it's going to be fun to see if they can ultimately climb up in the standings. Things getting interesting every day in the standings. We look at the table. You know the Hoots, great pitching. The Eagles, just top to bottom, good. The Cornbelters, probably one of the best overall teams. But don't forget about the Falcons and Cavemen and Gems. We sometimes forget about the teams, but everything's kind of a lockjaw in the standings right now.
Everything is tight. This is a tight ball game, a one-run ball game. But the Cavemen emerge victorious, 8-7. Jamie Burdish closes it out. Chase Gibson with the biggest swing of the summer for him, the biggest swing of the summer for the Cavemen. A go-ahead grand slam in the bottom of the sixth on an 0-2 pitch after he fouled off 2 pitches previous. Man, what a cool moment for Chase Gibson. And for Will Bradley and the Cavemen, they've now won 4 straight ball games. They improved to 9-10-2. Eagles fall back to 500 at 10-10. That's a wrap for Will Connerly, Charlie Bornoff, and myself, Shane Holsey. Good night from Carr Shield Field. Boy, we hope you enjoyed that ball game. We sure did. We'll see you again tomorrow for another, well, a doubleheader. It was supposed to be a doubleheader tonight, but hopefully we can get 2 games in. That'd be much better than 1. Hopefully they're just as good as the one tonight. 8-7, Cavemen lead it. Good night from Carr Shield Field.